Hello friends, today we're going to talk about DevOps. So what is DevOps? Dev means developer, development, Ops means operation, operators. So for DevOps, the goal is to break the silos between Dev and Ops. Why there are silos? Apparently, developers they concern about agility. Their goal is to ship the software to the production. While on the operational people side, their goal is to make sure the platform and systems are quite stable. So somehow in some organizations, there is competitors. Developers, they focus on the deliveries. So they want to ship the software as early as possible to the production. While for the focus of the ops people, they care about the stabilities and they don't want to have the instant issues brought by the new change release from the software. So you see, sometimes they may not have the agreement. This is something that DevOps want to solve. So for DevOps, how we can achieve the Dev linked with Ops without silos? First, we need to have the responsibilities, ownership for every steps in the software delivery lifecycle. What does it mean? For any organizations, we need to make sure that when the code is deployed in local in test system into the production, we always have people responsible for it. And also we need to make sure that there is ownership. Developers only just care about ship their code to the production. They also need to make sure that the code is stable, not bringing incidents in the production. It's not just ops responsibilities. So this is the first thing that we need to break the silos by clarifying the responsibilities and also to share the responsibilities. The second thing that we can do is to involve our ops people into the kickoff of the project. Because for the operational people, they're far from the business domains, while for the developers, they're quite close to the product management, product analyst, those organizations. So you see, if ops people, they don't know exactly what kind of software you're going to load into the production, it will be a risk. It's better to have your ops people into the discussion as early as possible. Even as a kickoff of the project, you will gain the time to do the risk assessment and clarify the capacities, plannings, a lot of things at the very beginning. It will save the money. On another hand, as I mentioned before, ops, they're quite far from the business. So it's good for them to understand what is the requirement, what is the urgency, and a lot of things about this project. So, as I mentioned before, the second thing is to bring the ops people at the beginning of the project. Let's talk about the third point. So the third thing I would like to suggest for break the silo between dev and ops is about the feedback. In the organizations, we always need to communicate, whereas you can see the developers and operational people, usually they belong to different teams or even different heads if your company is quite big. Because of this, you need to make sure that you can have a clear communication channel for them to discuss. They may talk about different things, so we need to make sure that we're talking about the things in the same languages. Sometimes we need people as coordinators. At this stage, you may need project managers or team leaders, these kind of roles to help them. Apart from this, we also need to have the data give the feedback. Because if operational people tell you there is an issue, you don't know where does it come from. And also when developers wants to have an alert, he needs to have the dashboard. He needs to have the data source, have the logs, have the events to see what's going wrong. So for all of these, we need to have the clear communication channel with the automated feedback. When I say the automated feedback, it's a way that you build your dashboard, you build your monitoring systems, and trigger the alerting and also actions in the place. Additionally, I would say we are human beings. We need to accept the failures. So we need to evaluate how we should handle those failures at the very beginning. Some organizations, they more focus on the deliverables, so they didn't have the time to prepare the fallback plan, to prepare the recovery. Actually, these are the things very important for your organization to build the DevOps. Because DevOps, you need to foresee the failures. Thanks to taking the time for automating your recovery procedure, automating your rollback procedures, you gain the time. And also, you may need to allocate some failure budget to be compensated for this. So these are my suggestions. Hope it will help you and your organizations to build the DevOps. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.